Hello there, everybody. Here's another clever puzzle for you to solve. White is to win this. Our pawns are moving in this direction, and we will win this. But we see, this pawn cannot really be saved. Black can take it whenever he wants. And if he takes that with his rook and then manages to sacrifice his rook on this pawn, well, then it's just a draw. So we need to block his rook out somehow. Well, that's all the information you're gonna get from me. Now you should pause your video and see if you can find the winning variation for white here. And when you come back, we go through it together. Go ahead. All right, here we go. Well, just give up this pawn. It's the only way. So we try to get our f pawn to promote. That's the best start. The rook will take here, of course, and take it with a check. And obviously, we want to block the rook out, so we put our knight here. Looks good so far. This is going to promote. You see now, of course, the winning variation, how it proceeds from here. The rook will go to a8, and we block it with our knight. But now it's the tricky part. Okay, so he cannot reach to f8, but instead he will try to start checking us with rook a6. And it's now this study or puzzle is getting more interesting. How are we managing to keep the rook away from sacrificing on the f pawn? If you want to pause the video again, go ahead. Okay, here it comes. So what we need to do now is that we need to keep away the rook from the pawn, of course. If we play like king f5, then it's a draw. Immediately after rook a1, it will come to f1 next time, and this pawn will be lost. Even if we take the rook, it doesn't matter. So we cannot move our king to the f file. Instead, we have to use the g file. There's no point in going up either, of course, because the rook will come to a7 and pin this pawn and just sacrifice the next move. So we have to keep using the G file like this. From here, there's two options. Both will lead to the same variation. Either we go to f3 with the king. Black will play rook a1 to threaten to go to f1, and we need to go to f2. And if we instead would go to g3, then it's a check, and we would go to f2. The difference between the rooks are a1 or a3, but in both cases they will give a check on a2. All right, so we moved all the way down from g6 down to f2. What are we doing now? Now it's time to move up again, but we still need control over the f file, so we cannot move too far. So let's go to king e3, check. Now you see we cannot move towards the rook because of rook f3, and that's a draw. So we're going up again, but we must keep on the e file now. So we went from g6 down to g3, f2, e3, and now we're moving up again. That's what I mean with a hard work, because we have to take a long walk with our king to win this. Like this. All right. So now we're up, protecting our pawn again. We went from g6 to e6, but it was a very long detour. How do we win it now for white? Can you see it? Here we go. All right, we move our king to d7. There's no point in bringing our knight in front, because then just rook a8 will come and we have to go back. But it's better to keep the knight here because it's protecting the f6 square. So that's why we can move our king a little bit. All right, there's another check. Now we cannot move the king because we will lose our pawn. But you see, the knight comes to c7, protecting the a8 square. Black cannot take it. He cannot go with his rook here. The only thing he can do right now is to surrender. He gives up, White is winning. Finally, after a long walk with our king, we will get our pawn to a promotion and white will win this. Really cool puzzle, I think. Press like, make a cool comment, and of course, be a subscriber if you're not already. See you later, everybody. Bye bye.